60 non-stop minutes across the tracks of your mind into the exciting world of soul with guest stars Bill Withers, Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes, and the Soul Train Gang, brought to you by the Johnson Products Company, makers of Ultra Sheen, Afro Sheen, and the new Ultra Sheen Facial Fashions makeup. And now, here is your host, Don Cornelius.
Haven't you forgotten something?
Say who were... Hey, aren't you Frederick Douglass? Yeah, we studied about you in school yesterday, about how you were a slave and how you took your own freedom, and then began to fight for freedom and dignity for all our people. Say, but what did I forget?
Are you going to go out into the world with your hair looking like that?
Well, Mr. Douglas, you know, times have changed. We wear the natural now.
You call that a natural? That's a mess. I've been watching the progress of our people, and I'm quite familiar with the natural. And I'm also aware that it is worn as an outward expression of pride and dignity. So haven't you forgotten?
Right. My Afro Sheen comb easy and hairspray for Sheen. You know, I can dig this getting my fro together.
My sentiments almost exactly.
Well, how's this, Mr. Douglas? Mr. Douglas? Man, ain't nobody gonna believe this.
Hey, let's welcome aboard 5 superbly talented guys from Philadelphia representing Gamble and Huff's Philadelphia International label, Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes. Yeah. A whole bunch of you guys, right?
Yeah.
Why don't you do some introductions for us here?
Oh, to my far right here, that's Larry.
Hey, Larry.
Larry Brown. Mr. Bernie Wilson. Ladies' man, Lloyd Parks. Man with the big voice, Mr. Teddy Pendergrass.
Yeah. Now, Harold, is this the original Blue Notes, or have...
Three of us original. Mm-hmm. And Lloyd and Teddy became Blue Notes about 4 years ago.
And how long has it been going all together?
Altogether, Blue Notes has been in existence like about 13 years now.
Yeah, now you guys are threatening to make it back-to-back hits, first with big success with I Miss You, and now If You Don't Know Me By Now. How do you feel about that one?
Oh, beautiful. You know, thanks to all the beautiful people out there starting off even faster than Miss You did.
Now, Teddy leads on both these tunes,
both
right?
of them, yeah.
I like to throw Teddy a little curve. Teddy, you hit the curveball pretty good?
Yeah.
Do you sound like Marvin Jr., or do you feel Marvin Jr. sounds like Marvin Jr., the Dells, I'm talking about?
Yeah, how will I know? I don't know, it seems to be a similarity, but however, I consider it a compliment.
Yeah, he's a great singer.
Beautiful singer.
As you are too, Teddy.
Thank you.
Okay, gang, how about it for the Blue Notes?
All the things that we've been through, you should understand me like I understand you. Now, baby, I know the difference between right and wrong. I ain't gonna do nothing to upset our happy home. Come home a little late at night, 'cause we only act like children when we argue, fuss, and fight. Hey, if you don't know me right now, you will never know. You'll never know me. Hey, if you don't know If you don't know me, baby, you will never know me. No, you won't. Hey, got our own funny moves. I've got mine. Woman, you got yours too. Just trust in me like I trust in you. As long as we've been together, that should be so easy to do. Just get yourself together, or we might as well say goodbye. What good is a love affair when we can't see eye to eye? Oh, if you don't know me, baby, hey, 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 hey. If you don't know me by now, you will never, never, never know. No, you won't. Oh! 12 long years.
And that just did it for this edition. We thank you for joining us. We thank our guest stars, Bill Withers, the Blue Notes, Denise Nicholas, and the Soul Train Gang. Come on and hang with us next week on these same stations, and you can bet your last money it's all gonna be a stone gas, honey. I'm Don Cornelius, and as always in parting, we wish you love, peace, and soul.
This has been a Don Cornelius production. The Soul Train.
People young and old, hey, what do you say? The hippest trip around is coming your way. Come and get some soul, the train is alright. And don't you know the ride will be out of sight?
Soul Train, the hippest trip in America. 16 non-stop minutes across the tracks of your mind into the exciting world of soul. And the Soul Train 10th anniversary salute to the Commodores and the Soul Train Dancers. And you'll be hearing from Johnson Products Company, the leader in black hair care, makers of Ultra Sheen, Afro Sheen, and Ultra Sheen Cosmetics. And now, here's your host, Don Cornelia.
Hey there, and welcome aboard. You're right on time for another great ride on the Soul Train. We'll begin our salute to the Commodores right after these very important communications.
What do you say? What do you know? Big train coming, are you ready to go? What do you say? What do you bet? Hold still, baby, you ain't seen nothing yet. You like to get crazy? Well, this is the place to be. This is where you ought to be. Afro Sheen, fine hair care products so versatile. Afro Sheen made for all the ways we style. Afro Sheen products not just for afros. With straight hair, natural weave, and cornrows. Products that will highlight, condition, and clean. Like shampoo, conditioner, and spray for sheen. Whatever the texture or length of your hair, Alpha Sheen is good for all the styles you wear. Medicated conditioner and hair dress helps keep hair looking its healthiest. Home easy to detangle your hair. Applesauce is 3-in-1 hair care. Fine hair care products so versatile. Alpha Sheen made for all the ways we style. Afro Sheen made for all the ways we style.
We'd like to take this opportunity to introduce you to a very special person. In our opinion, he's the man most responsible for the success of our very special guests, the Commodores. His name is Benny Ashburn. Hey, Benny Ashburn.
How you doing?
Real good.
Good.
Benny, I guess you spotted it before a lot of people. How did you meet the Commodores? I guess they were sort of kids.
Well, about 12 years ago, I think it happened. I think we came together. I guess fate is what you call brought us together. 12 years ago, I was in the public relations business, and a show that Tuskegee Institute was putting together for the alumni in New York. I was doing the work on that show, and this group of young, talented kids came to New York and presented the show. As they were leaving to go back to school, the usual thing that one says, they came to me and said, well, we're thinking possibly of becoming professional, and we're going to come back up and take New York by storm next summer, and we want to know if you'd help us. I said, sure, anytime you're in New York, look me up, never expecting to see them again. And one day while I was sitting in the house, I get this knock on the door, and boom, there they are. They had been to New York, and New York had done its usual number on them. They had lost their instruments, they had lost their clothes, they had lost their money, and they didn't have any place to go. So we got together at that point. They came in, they stayed with me for a few days, and we, through some connections that I had in New York, got them a job at Small's Paradise. At that time, they were so fantastic that they knocked everybody in New York out. He fired the band he had, kept them in New York for the whole month, and that was the beginning of our relationship.
You had never managed anybody, and you were not in the music business, huh?
Nope, it wasn't my exact. I was in promotion, but I was mostly dealing with products, not individuals.
What did you see and like in the Commodores?
Well, at that time in New York, mostly jazz groups were very popular.
For you?
Yeah, for me. And the Commodores came into that club with routines, flash, a lot of excitement that I hadn't seen before. And I said, this is a little something different for this area at that time. And I think they caught on. I said, this is real, not really knowing that much about music. I said, this seems as though it's something a little more unique than what we're used to up here in New York. And so we started off at that point, working together. They were learning their trade, and I was learning the business of music.
Benny, you're certainly to be congratulated. I think you're a perfect example of someone who believed in something and stuck with it. And I think it's important for young artists to know that that's almost the way it has to happen. Many people believe that there's a shortcut or some magical way to get in show business, but it almost always has to start with someone who believes in you, will work for you, even though there's no money involved in the beginning. And I'd like to introduce individually the talented young men who slept on your floor in New York as kids. And I don't think they're going to have to sleep on anybody's floor again. Starting with the drummer of the Commodores, Mr. Walter Orange. On keyboards for the Commodores, Mr. Mylan Williams. On bass, Mr. Ronald LePrid. On guitar, Mr. Thomas McCrary. On various horns, Mr. William King. And a man who has been called everything from George Gershwin to one of the greatest and most prolific writers of all time, who sings rather well also, Mr. Lionel Richie. Now, does anybody want to tell me what you saw in Benny Ashburn?
Nothing. First of all, let's clear up one thing. Benny says that when we knocked on his door, that he opened his door and welcomed us into his home. I want you to know that we knocked for 4 hours. He opened the door once and slammed it. So, but no, he really did let us in, thank God.
You know, one thing that I really dug about Benny from the beginning was he was honest. And, you know, he had this fatherly image, you know. He would say to us, guys, I'm not going to let anything happen to you the whole time while you're here at Small. I want to tell everybody right now that the first time that we had a major crisis, we looked around for Benny, and Benny was nowhere around.
It's best that we go ahead and tell the whole truth.
Yeah, let's tell the whole
truth.
truth.
See, exactly what happened was there was a misunderstanding in the main lounge. A fight broke out, and instead of Benny coming up to take care of his boys and get us off the stage and protect us, Benny was the first one in the girls' bathroom. That's a true story.
Benny tells me that you all have various hobbies. You all still make your home in Tuskegee, right?
Tuskegee.
And one of you has a rather dangerous new hobby, and I think it's
Mylan.
Mylan.
Yeah.
What are you doing, brother?
I'm learning to fly.
He wants to be a bird.
You know, if the man had meant us to fly, you know what he would give us.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'll tell you. That's
He
not a
gave me
fun.
big feet, so I'm gonna stay on the ground.
Walter, you in the radios, right?
Yes, I'm in the radio. At this particular time, I'm studying to get my ham license, novice, and that's dealing with a lot of Morse code, and yachting, boating, and trying to pick up skiing.
Benny tells me there was one close call as far as someone leaving this group, and it was this man, right?
He went out on the tennis pro circuit for about 3 or 4 months, and they ran him right back.
You tried to play professional tennis?
I love the game. Love it.
You must be pretty good. Who else plays tennis?
Well, Richie, he taught me how to play, as a matter of fact.
I taught him how to play, but I tell you something, I didn't teach him one other part, and that was that he said he liked it so well. I said, well, did you win? He said, no, but I had a heck of an experience. I said, you got to stop that. You got to stop talking like that.
We'd like to introduce the young proteges of the Commodores who perform with you on stage, known as the Mean Machine. How about it for the Mean Machine? Your name?
Daryl Jones.
Daryl Jones.
Yeah. David Cochran.
Harold Hudson.
Winston Sims.
How about it for the Commodores and the Commodore family?
With Ultra Sheen conditioner and hairdress, my hair is more manageable. In an instant. Ultra Sheen and condition in an instant. My hair is easier to comb in an instant. Ultra Sheen and condition in an instant.
Just a touch gives my hair a lively sheen and softness in an instant.
Ultra Sheen and condition in an instant.
Thanks for the times that you've given.
to the end of our rainbow. There's something I must say out loud. You once, twice, 3 times a lady, and I love you. Yes, you once, twice, 3 times a lady. When we are together, the moments I cherish with every beat of my heart. To touch you, to hold you, to feel you, to need you. There's nothing to keep us apart. You're once, twice, 3 times a lady, and I love you. I love you.
Well, this is the place to be.
This is where you ought to be.
You sulfurate for dandruff. You sulfurate for hair. You sulfurate for itchy scalp. Let your hair show you care.
Sulfurate hair and scalp conditioner is medicated to help fight dandruff. How can your hair look good unless your scalp does? Sulfurate gets down, conditions your whole head, leaves hair soft, manageable, lets you do it any way you like it.
Let your hair show you care with Sulfurate.
And that ought to do it for you for a little while. We thank you so much for joining us. We thank our wonderful guest stars, the Commodores, Mr. Benny Ashburn, the Mean Machine, and of course the Soul Train dancers. You come on and party with us next week on these same stations, and you can bet your last money it's all going to be a stone gas, honey. I'm Don Cornelius, and as always in parting, we wish you love, peace, and...
This has been a Don Cornelius production. The hippest trip in America. 60 non-stop minutes across the tracks of your mind into the exciting world of soul with guest stars Curtis Mayfield, the main ingredient, Hank Ballard, and the Soul Train Gang. Brought to you by Johnson Products Company, makers of Ultra Sheen, Afro Sheen, and the new Ultra Sheen Facial Fashions Makeup. And now, here's your host, Don Cornelius.
Hey now, and welcome aboard. We're going to be dealing some good feeling your way for the next 60 minutes. The writer and producer of the most exciting motion picture score of the year, looking you dead in your eyes right after this very important message. Stuff toughened up on the Soul Train from their fabulous album entitled The World is a Ghetto, the Cisco Kid. I'm very pleased to welcome aboard the Soul Train at this time one of Hollywood's most important discoveries in recent times, a lady who personifies that rare combination of physical beauty and fine acting skills. How about it for Miss Vanetta McGee? No, you stay down there. Stay down there. How you doing, Vanetta?
Fantastic.
As we say in the soul music business, you're kind of hot. You know, you're something like Al Green or the Shylights, because you've had starring roles in so many things recently. Blackula and what else?
And Melinda and Hammer.
Now, earlier while we were talking, I said you had major roles, and you corrected me. Starring roles, right?
Oh, come on. I'll tell you now.
Yeah, well, listen, what's the new big thing that I hear is coming up for you?
Well, I'm getting ready to star with Richard Roundtree in Shaft in Africa. And I'm spending Christmas in Addis Ababa in Ethiopia, and then Spain.
You gonna wear your hair like that when you go in?
I'd like to, but I don't think so. I'm playing an Ethiopian princess, and I don't think they're into cornrows.
How long does that take, incidentally?
It was done by a master, Omar, and she took 10 hours. 10 hours.
It's beautiful.
Thank you.
I'd like you to meet two members of our Soul Train gang. They both have a question for you, Miss McGee.
What did you have to go through to become an actress?
Pure pain. No, I did a lot of little theater and basement, you know, church work.
You're from
a lot
San
of
Francisco,
things
right?
for no pay, long hours. Yeah, San Francisco.
I just want.
Did you give your name?
Rosalind Foster.
Hi, my name's Dwayne Brown. I just want to ask you, what kind of men do you like?
That one and that one and that one and that one and that one. Oh, okay.
Apparently, you'd rather
No,
not give a
listen.
straight answer to that question.
Let me get this together now. I have an old man now of 4 years, and he's very nice, Max Julian, and he's the one.
He's one of the most prominent producers in Hollywood, and he also just happens to be black, which I think is fantastic.
Yeah.
Vanetta, we thank you for joining us. Much continued success to you. Recently, I talked with some longtime friends of the three men I'm about to introduce, and somebody remarked that Tony and Cuba and Luther will probably stop speaking to us all since they made the cover of Cashbox magazine. Of course, it was all said in fun, because we all agree that they're extremely deserving of that kind of recognition and more, not only because of their million seller Everybody Plays the Fool, but also because they're such great guys to know. They are the main ingredient.
Okay, so you're heartbroken. You sit around hoping, crying. You say you even thinking about time? Well, before you do anything rash, dig this. Everybody plays the fool sometimes. There's no exception to the rule. Listen, baby, it may be factual, may be cruel. I ain't lying. Everybody plays the fool. Falling in love is such an easy thing to do, and there's no guarantee that the one you love is gonna love you. Oh, loving eyes they cannot see, a certain person could never be. Love runs deeper than any ocean, it clouds your mind with emotion. Everybody plays the fool sometimes. There's no exception to the rule. Listen, baby, it may be factual, may be cruel. I wanna tell you that everybody plays the fool. How can you help it when the music starts to play and your ability to reason is swept away? Oh, heaven on earth is all you see. You're out of touch with reality, and now you cry. But when you do, next time around, someone cries for you. Everybody plays the fool sometimes. They use your heart just like a tool. Listen, baby, they never tell you soul is cool. I wanna say it again. Everybody plays the fool. Listen to me, baby.
Ripped off. I bet my brother's behind this. Uh-huh. Using my Afro Sheen hand and body lotion, huh?
How do you figure it's yours?
Doesn't it contain cocoa butter from the motherland?
Yeah, so?
So it's for sisters.
What?
Well, if it was for brothers, wouldn't it be from the fatherland?
Very funny.
Look how soft and smooth it leaves my skin. It creams away ash and dryness from my fingers, elbows. Hey!
I don't like ash either. The way it softens my rough hands, it must be for brothers.
That lemony fragrance? Honey, it's for sister.
But it's not perfumey, Joyce. It smells fresh and clean. It's for brothers, all right.
Sister.
Brothers.
Sister.
Brothers. Brothers.
Afro Sheen hand and body lotion with cocoa butter. It's for both of you, naturally.
Brothers. Share.
Shit.
Okay, we're back with Curtis Mayfield. And Curtis, before we turn the questioning over to the Soul Train Gang, I'd like to offer my personal congratulations on that great score you did for the movie Superfly. After hearing Isaac Hayes' Shaft score of last year, I never thought I'd hear anything as good. And needless to say, we did hear that in Superfly this year. It must have been quite a challenge for you.
Well, thank you very kindly, Don. And it was simply that, a very great challenge to me, I guess, not really playing on scoring a movie, period. Just, you know, really being satisfied as to keeping status quo as an artist and company. However, Superfly did present somewhat of a challenge, and for me, it seemed to be so relevant as to what was really going on, you know, even though it was entertaining and it played a lot on highlights and intriguements, you know, and glitter, you know, which everybody knows is not always nor necessarily gold, you know. There was a depth in the movie that was very relevant as to black people and the going-ons of black people in a certain percentage of the ghetto area. You know, I think a lot of people tend to think that a ghetto is just all one particular thing, which means everybody's playing and dealing dope and the whole bit, which isn't so. And it's really just a small segment crime area, hustle area, just as any other part of our neighborhood dealing with black or white. So it gave me the chance to somewhat fall into the depth of it and give people another outlook as to what the hustle, what the crime, what the hang-ups were, deal with it for what it is, you know, and be done, you know.
Just that, Curtis. First question.
Yes, hi, my name is Doris, and I want to know just how long it took you to complete the lyrics and the music for the whole score.
Well, it was broken up. I guess in all it took about 3 months per se, but I guess it would have been even shorter had we had finished all the films and really finished the movie itself.
My name is Anthony Cole, and since Superfly was a very controversial movie, what type of movie would you like to score next if you had the opportunity?
Oh, wow. It's really hard to say. I didn't really pick Superfly. It came to me, you know. I prefer happenings, you know.
I'm getting hit in the head back here.
My name is Jennifer Boykin, and I'd like to know what sign you are.
Gemini.
Okay, gang. And that's the ride for this week. We thank you for being a part of it. We thank our exciting guests, Stevie Wonder, The Moment's Fully Guaranteed, Judy Bass, and the Soul Train Gang. You come on and do it with us again next week on these same stations, and you can bet your last money it's all gonna be a stone gas, honey. I'm Don Cornelius, and as always in parting, we wish you love, peace, and soul.
This has been a Don Cornelius production. Soul Train, the hippest trip in America. 60 non-stop minutes across the tracks of your mind into the exciting world of soul, starring the king of soul, James Brown, Lynn Collins, and the Soul Train Gang, brought to you by Johnson Products Company, makers of Ultra Sheen, Afro Sheen, and the new Ultra Sheen Facial Fashions Makeup. And now, here's your host, Don Cornelius.
Hey now, and welcome aboard for a ride with history as well as a ride through the today world of the King of Soul, James Brown, a mighty man, and his music right after this message.
He says he never knows what to expect. And I say, thank goodness for Ultra Sheen Facial Fashions. It lets me change my look to fit my mood. Mostly, I like to look now. The liquid makeup helps. Sometimes I want to look like wow. That's where Ultra Sheen Facial Fashions eye cosmetics come in. And there are times when I want to be natural. A little moisturizer and blusher, and I'm on my way. He likes it when I look fragile and romantic. That's when I use pressed powder and just a touch of lipstick. Ultra Sheen Facial Fashions has everything I need to look any way I want. And it helps me keep him guessing. It's the makeup that moods are made of.
The full James Brown story is far greater than we could ever hope to tell in this 1 hour. However, we intend to go deeper than anyone else has ever gone on television, and certainly no one is more deserving of such a tribute. And now let's welcome aboard probably the greatest entertainer in the world, Mr. James Brown. James, you can tell by the shouts of the Soul Train Gang how glad we are to have you here. And I imagine a man who has achieved so much, it's difficult for you to single out any one thing. For example, as a recording artist, you've been a colossal success with 39, I'm told, going on 40 million sellers. You've spoken to kings and presidents and entertained millions, spoken out on issues such as drugs with your recording King Heroin, spoken out on education with Don't Be a Dropout. What do you feel may turn out to be your greatest achievement?
Well, I'm very glad you asked that, Brother Don, because I'm ended up it's kind of a final for James Brown. As far as the one-night engagement is concerned, I'm pretty well getting out of the business. But I'm going into something that I think can be far more valuable to the community, to our race in this country, because there are a lot that has to do with education, and I want to make kind of a tour and a festival of checking out the black colleges, seeing how and why having a curriculum been brought up to a standard where we can compete with anybody in the world. And this is going to be one of my main subjects. Nobody else is going in this area, and I figured this is one of the areas that should have been penetrated a long time ago, because there is the only way you can live is to know, and to not to know, you can never live.
Right. Well, that's a very excellent issue for you to get involved in, because I'm told that black colleges are really suffering today, and it might be the shot in the arm that they need.
Yeah.
On the music side, I'd like to talk about some of your big recordings, both old and new. I guess the first big thing for you was Please, Please.
Please, Please. It's kind of like soul national anthem.
Mm-hmm.
And every time I sing it, I guess I go back to days that I don't ever want to forget, because if I forget those days, I forget how realism can really be.
Mm-hmm. What would you like to start out with?
Well, I'd like to start out with our current thing right now. The only way we can get a lot of things done is to get on a good foot.
I could dig it. One time for James Brown.
Get past the people, get past the hit man. Get on down, get on down, get on. I want to get on the good foot. I want to do it with the good foot. Get on the good foot. Good foot. leg. When some people don't somebody get about when people give a sign, shake your hand and dance to the music of the James Bond band. They're dancing on the good foot. I wanna get on the good foot. I got to do it with the good foot. Get it with the good foot. You know the long hair hipsters and the Afro blacks, they all get together across the track and they party on the good foot. I know they do it with the good foot. Dance on the good foot. Ain't nothing going on but the rent. A whole lot of bills and my money spent. And that's on my bad foot. You know my baby get the short and I got the blues. I got a fucking job and I pay my dues on the good foot. Dance on the good foot. Get on the good foot. Oh, get on the good foot. Good Yeah. Try me. Try me. Darling, tell me I need you. Try me. Try me. All right. Try me. Try me. And your love will always be true. Oh, I need you. All right. Oh, come on, hold me. Hold me. Hold me. Hold me. I want you right here. Right here. By my side. All you got to do is hold me. Hold me. Hold me. Hold me. And your love, we wanna hide. Oh, I need you. Oh,
I'd like to know one thing. Are you ready for the Super Brother? Are you ready for the Super Brother music for the soul? He's black and phonic, dynamic, heritage, and funky. Music, music, music for the third world. Ladies and gentlemen, doing it on his good foot, Super Brother himself. He's got a bag of his own. Ladies and gentlemen, Soul Brother number one, James Brown.
Get up, stay on the scene like a sex machine. Get up, stay on the scene like a sex machine. Get up, stay on the scene like a sex machine. Now can I go to the bridge? Can I go to the bridge? Can I go to the bridge? Take on. Stay on the scene like a rubber machine. Ow! The way I like it, that's the way it is. I got my nigga, don't worry about his. Stay on the scene, like a love machine. Ow! Let me go back. Can I go back? Can I go back? Can I hit it and quit? Hear me now.
Okay, we're back with Soul Brother #1, and James, I think it's probably obvious to you after watching the show what the Soul Train gang thinks of you. I'd like to ask you what you think of them.
Man, I'm telling you, they got to be one of the most beautiful group of people I've ever had a chance to work with. Everybody's so soulful and so friendly. Hey, it's just like you see it on TV. I mean, like it comes out and it goes every place in the country, and just as warm as they seem to be on camera, that's how warm they are in person. Okay. Really right on people.
We'd like to turn it over to them for some questions.
My name is Brenda Hill, and I'd like to know, what is your astrological sign?
Taurus.
My name is Connie, and I would like to know just what really made you want to do what you're doing.
Well, I had no choice because I had a chance to play professional baseball, and I was a professional fighter, but I felt that I could get more out of it doing it this way. At least I'd stay around longer.
Hi, my name is Vanessa, and I'm just reminding you to say hi to my little brother, Rusty.
Okay. She's been asking me all along. Hey, Russ, I want to say hi. I know you don't look as good as your sister, but anyway, beautiful.
Okay.
I'm Bridget Johnson. I'd like to ask Miss Collins what sign she is.
What sign is Lynn Collins?
I don't know. What's that? You know?
Yes, my name is Lamont Peterson, and I wanted to ask you, you among many black people have voted for President Nixon, and I wanted to ask you, like, what advantages could you possibly say, could be towards the black people?
I'm glad you asked that question because I really want to get into it all day. It's kind of a long thing, but I won't make it too long. One of the reasons why I'm getting out of business is the fact that I want to go into areas that has been opened up to me by the black people, and it wouldn't have been possible had it wouldn't have been for them. But for so long, we've been told that we had to be one thing. We got to be a part of the whole system in order to get the best out of it. And it's another thing, we can never be sold out when we've never been in. If a cat can get in, then he can do a lot of things for us. And I hope to be one of those people that be in there because the black people chose me like a long time ago. And this is my chance to really not only just do black people a favor, but do the country a favor, because the country cannot survive unless everybody is making it. And this is my feeling.
Okay, I'd like to know, my name is Irma Hunter, and I'd like to know how long did it take for you to get all your fantastic group together, your JBs?
Well, I had a lot of help because a lot of the people have been here quite a while. We've changed personnel for a lot of times, but we got beautiful people like Brother Fred Westland, Brother John Starks, Jabbo, and also Brother Sinclair Pinckney. And we just got a hard working group of people that don't mind working, so it don't really take too much time, because one thing about it, these are dedicated brothers, and they know unless they do it and really do it, hey, somebody else will get into our thing, and we refuse to let anybody be a part of our thing.
Okay, James, you've coined many original phrases in the songs you've written, and I think probably the one that most people identified with very strongly was one where you said, I got soul and I'm super bad. What made you write that one?
Well, back to that same basic story again, the brothers are pretty hip and pretty together if they just get that opportunity. So a little motivation, inspiration kind of helps the ship to sail,
Well, let's get some soul and get super bad.
Can I get into it now?
You can get it.
super bad. Oh, super bad. Wow! I got something that tell me what to do. Sometimes I feel so good, I want to chop something for you. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, super bad. I love to do my thing. I don't need hit me, no one else. Good God, sometimes I feel so good. Good God, I jump back, I want to kiss myself. Yeah. I got soul, yeah. And I'm super bad. No, super bad.
And that definitely ought to hold you. We thank you for joining us. We thank the King of Soul, James Brown, the Mighty JBs, Lynn Collins, and the Soul Train Gang. Get into it with us next week on these same stations, and you can bet your last money it's all going to be a stone gas, honey. I'm Don Cornelius, and as always in parting, we wish you love, peace, and soul. And may I say to James Brown, on behalf of the Soul Train Gang, the entire staff, and myself, we salute you, Soul Brother number one.
This has been a Don Cornelius production.